repair facility you can genuinely trust. We would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive. Always honest answers.
Whether you like fishing out or fishing to get away, for the thrill of reeling in a big one, or just going out to have a good time. On the banks of your local pond, at a bend in a river, or on one of our many lakes and reservoirs, you'll always find the perfect place to cast a line, here beneath Nebraska skies. Start planning your next fishing adventure today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Welcome into Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now here are your hosts, Jeff and Nicole Essig.
All right, welcome in to the Fitness Fanatics. It is Sunday, July 9th. We are live with you here this morning for the next 2 hours. Coming up on the show today, we have our $1,000 winner from the spring 10-week challenge. Well, we gave away $2,000 winners. We have our male $1,000 winner coming in studio here at 9:30 to share his story. His name is Errol Huck. He heard about us on the ticket. So it's always cool when a ticket listener hears about Farrell's on the ticket, enrolls in the challenge, and then wins. So that's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. So he's going to be in with us at 9:30. He had just, an amazing transformation. Awesome story. Huge Husker fan. So he's excited to come in here and chat with us a little bit later in the show. We just kicked off our summer 10-week challenge orientation yesterday. We have about 50 new people starting with us. Tomorrow is day one. So we're excited about that. Always cool to meet new people, new hopes, new goals, new things they want to get accomplished, more lives to be changed. That's kind of a good thing about what we do at Farrell's is it never gets old because we go through a 10-week challenge and we get to know people and their stories and see people change over the course of 10 weeks. And then we get to do it all over again.
Yep.
So it's pretty cool. We get new people and learning, new backstories and why they're doing what they're doing. So we've been at this for over 10 years and seeing people's lives change never get old.
Yeah, that's what I like about whenever we have our guests on, like Kaylin last week and then Errol when he comes in today. We always like to get some of their backstory about where'd you grow up and
right.
What was your fitness background? And that's always cool because I think can be so relatable to people because most of our members, weren't Division I athletes in college,
me.
Right. Yeah. Most of us have, or me, right. Yeah. So like most of us have kind of that average Jeff story of, and so I think sometimes people think, oh, I could never do that. But that's why we like to share those stories and the backgrounds of people because it can be so relatable to everybody. So we try to do that with every guest that we have coming on.
Yeah. So 10-week challenge for us starting tomorrow. There's still time to jump in on the fun with us. You can just go to FXB or fxblincoln.com. You can send us a message. We can get a hold of you. You can really start at any time, but it's really good to start with the group just because nobody really knows what they're doing the first week. So all of our classes are designed for the beginners. But, if you're not in a position to join us, we encourage you to do something out there on your own. Next week, we have a ticket listener that is not a Farrell's members, but started a life-changing transformation. And he's going to be in studio with us. So his name is Ben Garver. That's our guest next week. Just inspired by Mark and his story and then listening to our show and all the health and wellness talk that goes on the ticket. So I'm not exactly sure where he's at now as far as his weight loss, right. But about 6 weeks ago, he was down about 70 pounds since he started. So we're really excited to have him in studio. So next Sunday, though, our show is going to be, we're recording our show on Saturday because if you listen to Fitness Fanatics at all, you know that July 16th is the Husker, their Nebraska football road race down at Memorial Stadium. There is still time to join. If you just go to huskers.com/road race, you can still get in there. I think if you get in by Wednesday or Thursday, then you'll have a shirt and stuff like that. So, but if you can't afford to get in there until Friday, you can do that as well. It's $25 for the kids 1 mile fun run. I guess you don't have to be a kid to do it. So Austin, you could go do the 1 mile fun.
It's probably
run
about all I got left in me at this point. So
I think 1 mile is harder, honestly, just to run because you go fast and then you're just, I don't know.
Who goes fast? Not me.
I mean, you theoretically, you
psychologically
start faster than you would if you knew you were looking at 3 miles, down the pipe.
Yes. So that we do have some
relatively
families that are doing the 1 mile fun run. I don't know if the 1 mile run starts in the stadium or not. I'm assuming that
assuming it would. That would logistically be a nightmare to have one.
Yeah,
that's
true.
It has to. There's no way. Yeah, it does.
We're gonna be in the stadium next Sunday at 9:00. So actually, we'll probably be running at 9:00. But we're going to be recording our show with Ben. Ben and his daughter are actually doing the 5K. She might be doing the 1K, but they're going to be here in town. So they're on our team. We have a Fitness Fanatics team. They're registered. We have 46 people that are going to be that are under our team that are going to be doing it with us. So that's going to be pretty cool. I know we got some non-Ferals members that are ticket listeners that joined, which is awesome. So we're excited to meet you guys next Sunday. We'll be the ones wearing all red shirts. So hopefully we'll be easy to spot. So we'll probably, everybody in our group will kind of let you know where we're going to be at. So hopefully we'll meet you down there, and I know some people are going to try to do their best. Usually that's what I do. I think this time I'm just going to have fun and maybe run with some members, take some pictures, see if I can get a picture with Matt Rule. That's
when was the last time you even ran? For you to think that you're going to go out there and do your best, knowing that you haven't ran for weeks.
The last time I ran was Dam to Dam.
Early June.
But that was 13 miles.
I know.
This is 3.
I know.
I'll be okay.
I'm just saying, maybe this isn't the day for you to try to do your best.
No. And that's why I haven't ran. I don't really want those expectations on me.
We're completers, not computers, especially next week.
Until November, when we're going to be competing.
I'm already smoking you in the training department.
Yeah. So Nicole and I we're going to be doing the Good Life Halvesy coming up in November. And typically, we don't really compete against each other because we always say we're completers, but we're actually going to do.
That's not the real reason why we don't compete against each other.
What's the real reason?
Because I beat you almost every time.
See, so we're going to do a little
the tortoise and the hare situation.
Well, we're going to have a little competition. We haven't really got all the details ironed out yet, but we're going to do some type of fundraiser surrounding Thanksgiving meals and stuff like that. And people can, wager, donate, pick who they think will have the best time at the Halvesy between us. So we got a long ways to go yet, but it's in.
You keep telling yourself that. I ran this morning for the third week in a row doing my hour.
Do you know how much stuff has to happen before the first weekend in November?
Yeah,
I mean, we got football games. I mean, it's just going to be.
You just keep on thinking that.
It's going to be amazing.
That. It's like reverse tortoise and the hare almost. No, that's not true because I'm starting early. Like my goal is to run for an hour.
Tortoise.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. We'll see.
And I'm the hare that just has the built-in speed that I could just fall out of bed and go. I'm ready. Okay. Right? Like a rabbit. Mm-hmm. Rabbit doesn't have to train to be fast.
Until you can't.
But the rabbit wears down at the end.
Yeah.
So that's
we'll see. Maybe you're gonna become a totally different person.
Well, I'm gonna need to if we're having this public competition. I can't have you just, wipe the floor with me.
Well, it's happened before.
But
remember that Copper Creek try where we got stuck at a train together and I still beat you? Or no, I got stuck at the train. You didn't, right?
I got stuck at the train.
And I passed you on the bike and you said a bad word.
You almost passed me at the swim.
And you started before me.
Way ahead of you. Yeah. That was a long time ago.
You said a bad word when I passed you on the bike.
I did.
Mhm.
Oh, I was struggling. Triathlons they're no joke.
Way more fun than half marathons. But I am happy, we can talk about our wins for the week. So each week,
What's our win?
I'm telling mine right now. Remember, weeks ago we started talking about this. You don't have to think. You don't
I
have
don't
to
know
come
if
up
I
with
have
anything.
a win or not.
No, that's okay. But mine is so
Yes.
for the past 3 weeks, I've been running an hour on Sunday mornings. I get up and I run for an hour. I'm not usually one to train for speed necessarily, but the more I run, the faster I get, just generally. So 4 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I ran 4 miles in an hour. Last week I ran 5 miles, and this week I ran 5.5 miles in that hour. So I'm getting faster.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm right there with you. Right there with you.
In spirit. So, and that's not really doing much to train necessarily. I've run a little bit during the week, but so I'm getting there slowly but surely. Back to speed. I don't usually, but I have PR'd the halvesy before, so I'm hoping to do that again this fall.
I was really close. We did it in 2020, where it was like we were wearing masks before we started.
I think so.
It was really cold.
Mm-hmm.
I think
that's what I like about the
I know
halvesy.
the colder makes me go faster.
Yeah,
because I just want to get done.
The weather's less of an issue because you're not hot. It was hot again today too. So freaking humid. I do a split. I run for 9 minutes, walk for a minute, run for 4 minutes, walk for a minute. So it's like 15-minute chunks. And every time I stopped to walk, my sunglasses would immediately fog up. It's like in the 60s, but the humidity's so heavy that it's just, It was humid, very sweaty run.
It was humid for me walking from my car into the gym.
I know, I'm sure. To clean it, not to work out.
And to clean, yeah. Yeah. All right. So with the next 10-week challenge coming up, we always do, well, when we first started the show back in April of 2022, every week we have kind of a theme at the gym for our 10-week challengers. So we did that when Mark went through the 10-week challenge. We kind of went through each theme every week. So we've only done that once. So I know we have so many more listeners and audience. So we want to kind of get back to that. And Farrell's extreme body shaping was based after Taekwondo. So all of these kind of tenets over the next 10 weeks all have a meaning. So the week 1 is goals. Okay. So everybody is starting the 10-week challenge we all have a reason to start. Why are we starting this? I started mine because I got denied life insurance at age 30. And I'm like, oh boy, I need to do something. And I need to do something like right now. So that's why I started. And we have people that start because, maybe they went to the doctor and the doctor was like, hey, like me, you need to do something or you're going to be on, you're pre-diabetic, you're going to be on blood pressure medication, high cholesterol. So if you don't do something, we're going to be putting you on prescriptions,
you had to get some testing done too, because of your liver, kidneys or something.
I know. It was a bad situation at 30 years old. And then we have members that start because they want a challenge, they're already in good shape and they want to do something different, mix it up a little bit. They want to get toned, build muscle, whatever the goal is or the reason. We have so many different goals and reasons. But even if you're not doing the 10-week challenge at Farrell's, we want you to kind of follow along with us. Maybe, set your own program that you want to do for 10 weeks. Because we kind of go in 10-week increments at our gym. So what's cool for us is, everybody has New Year's resolutions. All right, this is it. I'm getting in shape. I'm eating better. I'm going to stop drinking pop. We all have New Year's resolutions. Well, at Farrell's, we have 4 New Year's resolutions a year. So I just posted, one of our instructors texted me this meme and I posted on my Facebook or on the Fit page it was just somebody saying that I've been a member at this gym for 6 months and I've seen no results. I think I'm actually going to go into the gym and find out what's going on, why this isn't working.
Right.
So I posted that to our Fit members and I'm just like, New Year's resolutions in July. Here we go. Because when the challenge starts, which is tomorrow, it's kind of always a reset for our members who might have fallen off a little bit. They don't have to wait till January to start back up. So we have our July resolutions.
I always think of it like the first day of school too, like where you get all your new stuff and you're re-energized and you get your school supplies and you're like, this year it's going to be different. I'm going to do all my homework.
This challenge, like me, I'm ready
I
too,
know.
right? I did my body composition. I'm going to start planning my meals for this week.
Yep.
Sharing.
So I like to think of it like that more than New Year's resolutions. I like to think of it like the first day of school.
Yeah, the first day of school is exciting until you get to high school.
Until you get to school.
Yeah.
Right. Until you get to that first day and you get to that first teacher who gives you homework on the first day.
Yeah,
but
then you're like, well, now when we were kids, Austin, how old are you? You'd be younger.
Just turned 25.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
So he was.
So we've been married longer than you've been alive.
Pretty much.
Well done.
What's your
Yes.
birthday?
June 29th.
Okay, so we were married 2 days before you were born.
That's
Wow.
my sister's birthday too. She
My mom's
turned
birthday.
31. Okay.
Nice.
What a great day.
Look at that.
So when we were kids,
Funny.
I think we looked more forward to the first day of school because we didn't have Snapchat.
Yeah, that's true.
And we had no way to connect with our friends.
I lived out in the country. I truly had nothing.
Right.
I played with sticks and rocks.
Yeah, so it's just like the
until
phone.
school started.
We couldn't text people at the time, so I just saw the kids that were in my neighborhood, but you would literally go 3 months without seeing anybody at school. So it was kind of cool. But now it's like, if your friend, you just text them, you see them, you Snapchat them, you do whatever, Instagram, all the stuff that kids can get a hold of their friends. Playing Xbox, like I never got to do that when I was a kid
with your friends.
Online, and now I play Nintendo games online with grown men all over the country, some that I've never met. so I do that now, but so that's kind of a little bit of a difference. But if you're out there, make a plan and a goal that you're going to start tomorrow. We've been putting it off. Mm-hmm. We talked last week about how, we're halfway through the year now. 6 months are gone of 2023. 6 months are left. So think back about what your goals were for your New Year resolutions and think back, hey, I can reset. I don't have to, the year's over.
Yeah. Time is an illusion.
Wait till 2024 before I do anything. Because that's how we get in our minds of, I'll wait till Monday. I'll wait till, or someday I'll do this. Someday I'll do that. So make a goal to start tomorrow. It doesn't have to be a rigorous 2-hour workout. Start small, start with a walk, 10-minute walk, keep increasing that time. Focus on your nutrition. You don't have to be a chef tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that's what kind of trips people up a little bit because you try to do too much too quickly.
Yes.
So it's like literally just focus on one thing. Like for our 10-weekers, the goal this week should be to show up to class. I mean, obviously we're giving you macros and help with the nutrition, but don't expect yours to be perfect on the first day. The first week should be about showing up. Show up to class every single day. Start creating that momentum and creating those habits. But try not to get into that mentality where you have to do, okay, starting tomorrow, I'm going to do all this stuff. I'm going to get up. This is what we do just as people. I'm going to get up early. I'm going to read for an hour before I,
That's
go to work.
Thing,
right.
Yep.
Yeah. Personal development. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to go for a walk. And then I'm going to eat my breakfast. It's going to be healthy. I'm going to be a completely different person tomorrow. And then we fail. And then that keeps us from meeting our goals because we try to do too much too soon. So focus on one thing at a time. Get really good at that one thing and then keep that and then add something else. And that's really how you find success and results in the long term.
Well, it's like what Aaron Davis was talking about yesterday at orientation. There's a lot of inconsistencies in the world, right? Mm-hmm. The one thing that's consistent for him is the gym.
Right.
When the class starts, we're going to be open. The door's unlocked. We're there. Instructors are there. Members are there. That's the one thing that's consistent. And then he was talking about, we're all there listening to orientation. We're excited. Here we go. As soon as we walk out that door, something's going to happen that's not consistent, to derail you.
Right.
And usually most people can probably agree whenever you want to start something positive, a positive change in your life, that's when bad things start to happen.
Yeah. Bad
Like-
things happen all the time, but I
Well,
think it
it
puts a
just
spotlight on it.
Puts
Yeah.
a spotlight because you're like, okay, here we go. Day one tomorrow. One of our members, their kid's gonna get sick.
Mhm.
Little Johnny's gonna
Be up in the middle of the night and they're
get
not
hurt,
right.
or he's gonna break his hand, or do something. It's like one of our members couldn't make it to orientation because their son got in a car accident.
Yeah.
Like the day before she's ready to start.
Yeah.
That's what
That's
happens.
gonna happen because that is life.
Yes. So the goal is, well, like kind of the goal, usually for us is like try to balance life in the gym,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
You don't need to be all in 100% all the time, because when things come up, then it's easier to get derailed. Where if you put in your, real life situations, you're like, oh, I had a setback. Shoot, I screwed up. I stopped. I ate something I should have. Tomorrow. Well, that's okay. Put it behind you
Yeah.
and move on. The worst thing you can do is dwell on it, feel bad about it.
Or like AD says, the only way you fail is if you quit.
That's right. The only way that you fail is if you quit.
You give up on yourself and your goals and stuff like that, because we talked about this last week. We're not guaranteed tomorrow. So
Mhm.
definitely want to try to make the most out of everything while we're here.
Yeah. So
and
we
feel good about it.
Yeah. So we encourage you, join us for the next 10 weeks. It doesn't have to be at Farrell's. Just do a fitness plan on your own. Tune in next week. Well, I guess next week you won't be able to text in, but 2 weeks from now, we'll see how you're doing. We want to hear your goals. We want to hear your success stories. Again, next week we'll have Ben Garver in, who's a success story, doing it on his own. So we want to hear those. We want to hear what you have going on, and share those with the listeners, because I can guarantee you the stuff that Errol had went through and reasons why he started is going to resonate with some of our listeners. And it's going to be the same thing with Ben, and really the same thing with all of our guests that come in. Which is another cool thing about the Farrell's family is whatever you've gone through, whatever you're dealing with, I guarantee you one of our members has done the same thing. So, like if we have a member that was diagnosed with breast cancer, right? We have members that have fought and survived breast cancer that'll be like, oh, do you know Leslie? Let me introduce you to her. She's at a different gym, but she's gone through this. I haven't gone through it.
Right.
So you're not going to talk to me about it, but we have members that have lost over 100 pounds and know what it's like to feel like there's no hope. I don't know where to begin. This seems like a long journey. So we have people that can relate to you. So we're going to take a break. Hopefully our guest is here, and we'll be back here. Don't go anywhere. 93.7 The Ticket, Fitness Fanatics.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices. Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
Quick question. Where does the term dog pop? 'Cause I've never seen a pile of dogs in my life. I've never seen that. If we've ever seen just driving down the road, there's like, well, there's 12 dogs on top of each other. So where does dog pile come from?
Well, that's a good question.
And that is a standard.
That's a
if,
good question.
If you say dog pile to anyone, they know it. It's not dog pile. Never seen a pile of dogs. Never in my life.
I want to know where that comes from.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning.
A lot of businesses say that they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business feels anything but for your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, as they do with customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740. Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in July. Try their new lemon cream cheese on any bagel or breakfast sandwich. And try the Karma Latte, as 10% of proceeds from that drink will go to the Great Plains Trail Network. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. There are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into the Fitness Fanatics. We are joined in studio by our male $1,000 winner from the Spring Challenge. His name is Errol Huck. Before we get to him, though, we do need to give a shout out to our sponsor, which I missed in the opening segment. So if Becky's listening.
We're just mixing it up a little bit. We just want to make sure the second segment gets
Becky's listening. She's probably like, where is this sponsor at? All right. So Fitness Fanatics is sponsored by Integrative Life Choices. ILC is hiring direct support professionals all over the state of Nebraska, full-time, part-time days, evenings, and weekends. If you're interested, you can apply at ilc.net/careers. Direct support professionals work to ensure a meaningful life for the people they support. They work to support people in achieving their hopes and dreams. So if you're out there looking to make a difference in somebody's life, that's a great place to start. ILC, Becky Moratsky and the crew out there, they'll do a great job. And so we encourage you to support them. We appreciate all their support of our show, the Fitness Fanatics. All right, on to our guest. Errol, how are you this morning?
Doing real good. Thank you.
Good. So Errol won the $1,000 challenge, the spring $1,000 challenge, which we just awarded that a few weeks ago. But before we get into that and your journey with Farrell's, we kind of want to start back just to get to know you and have our audience. Well, I mean, we don't even really know your kind of background. So
Sure.
it's interesting for us. And then, for our listeners before we get into your Farrell story. So kind of let us know like where you grew up, where you went to school, if you were active in sports, anything like that. So we'll just get to know you a little bit here.
Sure. I grew up in northeast Nebraska in a little town called Jackson. It's up in
Dakota County. And Jackson, being a real small town, they don't have a high school. So I actually went to high school in Homer nights. So did a few sports, 1 year basketball, mostly concentrated on football. So,
Okay.
Yeah. That was all I really did, but it was good. It was 11-man football back then. I think now they're playing 8-man.
Okay. What position did you play?
Well, at those small schools like that,
Everything, your quarterback, kicker, punter.
Yeah. Offensive line, defensive end, a little bit of linebacker, long snapper, kickoff return, punt return.
Any highlight moments like where you're like, man, look at me, I just did this, or like any favorite moments that stood out where you just thought, man, you were like Al Bundy?
No. No. Linemen usually don't get those moments, but nothing really stood out. We had a pretty rough year our senior year. We lost, I think, 3 or 4 games in the last 90 seconds where we had the lead.
Well, that's kind of like what we've seen around here for Nebraska.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and couldn't hold on.
At least when you were a senior, you played varsity. When I was a senior, I played on the JV team at my little school in Waukee. So you were but definitely a better high school athlete than I was. So what brought you to Lincoln? I mean, moving down here.
Actually, Menards brought me to Lincoln.
Okay.
The North Menards, when it opened up, I was working for Menards in Omaha, and previous to that, Sioux City, which is near where I grew up. But when they opened that up back in late 95, early 96. So.
Okay. Wife, kids? You got wife, kids?
Yep. Have one wife, Jill, and
one wife. Well, that's good.
Some people have more than one in their lives, right?
Okay, Jill.
One son, one daughter.
Yeah.
I should have said.
Yeah.
And what are their names?
Cooper is 12, and my daughter Hannah is 9. So
Well, shout outs there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We had a big birthday party last night for him. So there's sleeping out in the tent with his buddies this morning.
Oh, fun.
Oh, cool. So you think they're listening to this, or?
I don't think so.
No, our kids don't listen.
Did you
either.
even tell them you're going to be on the air, knowing how quiet?
I did not.
No, yeah.
Well, that's good. We'll get them to
his
listen
weekend.
to the podcast.
Yeah, maybe our kids don't do that either.
Yeah, they don't listen. Ben, we talked about you on the show. No, I wasn't listening. So we can't get our kids
Our
to
son's
listen.
still sleeping too, for sure. 100%.
Yes. So, after, being an athlete in high school, like, we'll get into exactly why you started Farrell's here at the top of the hour, but like, what kind of any like health and fitness that you did once you got out of high school, like, when you moved to Omaha, moved to Lincoln, did you work out? Were you thinking about that? Kind of give us fill in those kind of years there for us.
Yeah, I didn't really do a lot of working out until maybe about 10 years out of high school. I did do the Body for Life challenge way back in the not the challenge, but just did the Body for Life.
Fun fact, that's what Farrell's is modeled after, was the Body for Life program.
See some of the similarities.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Long time ago. But yeah, that's what inspired Lance to begin Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping.
Yes, they actually did. Lance does a podcast too, and we kind of listen to the origins of Farrell's and how it started. And him and Todd Dorr, who's the VP of Farrell's, I think they met him or they went to a show and they read his book, and that's what they followed.
Yeah.
And
they kind of followed it.
They followed the nutrition plan. And they were like, wow, these results are amazing. So that was kind of that's really what the Farrell's meal plan is based off of, is all the concepts for Body for Life. So yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. Little preview, but okay, keep going.
Sorry,
we
like to interrupt and interject.
That's very topical.
Yes.
It is.
No, after high school, I had jobs that were pretty active that kept me moving. So it wasn't until 10 years later that I kind of decided to get into the lifting and running, and focus on the nutrition part of it, which is huge. Which
it is. Yes,
it's the biggest mountain to climb for me. So.
Yes. So you said you're running. Did you do any races, or were just out there just kind of tearing it up for fun?
Just going to the gym and doing a lot of meal planning and that sort of thing.
which is very important for sure.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So what kind of like, because you started with us. Well, you actually kind of started a little bit before the challenge started, but we had obviously been on the ticket for years. And we always have people that start the challenge that have heard about us, like Mark knew about us for a year. I had asked him to do the challenge. He just ignored me. We found that out in email, those types of things. So what was kind of led you to being like, oh, maybe this is something I should do? Like, or is there like a point like in the last maybe 10 years where, you were active, you were running, you were in good shape, but like, between then and now, like life happens, you have kids, like, I mean, where was it where you just kind of like, you know what, I don't need really, you just kind of didn't, I'm trying to get the words.
Well,
like,
just whenever you decided you needed something more, like, okay, I can't do this on my own necessarily. I've tried. I'm sure you tried a couple times to get back into it. And then you're just like, well, what made you decide like, okay, maybe I need to do something else more?
Yeah, I've joined several gyms over the years and get mixed results and whatnot. But I think it was when I found out you guys had the Meadow Lane location. Because I had looked into it before, and when I would go to the gym, I would just go there, do my own thing, and then kind of leave. And I never really took part in any of the group fitness instructor led stuff. I didn't know if I'd like it or not. And turns out it's huge. I love it.
You did well. Yes.
But when I had looked into Farrell's, it was always on the complete other side of town. And I live up north, and you guys are always down south. And it just wasn't feasible for me. I didn't feel like. So when I found out you had the north location, I'm like, okay, well, this is doable now.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons we decided to move, because when we moved here in 2018, like both of the gyms had always been south. And I'm just like, it was funny because when we moved here, I was telling the owner that we bought the gyms from, like, oh, we had people drive 20 miles to Altoona Farrell's. They'll drive. That I didn't know anything about Lincoln. I knew where Memorial Stadium was, and that was about it. I didn't know any streets, anything. But after I had been here for like, because we when we moved here, we landed in Edenton South is where we rented our first house. And then we were like, we needed to move. So after being here for a year, I started looking on Zillow, like, where are these houses we want to move to? And then I'd see the address, and I'm like, that's just a little too far. It's like 4 miles away, because there's no way to drive around this town without hitting stoplights. And I was like, well, gosh. And then I go up to the interstate and I see all these houses, and I'm like, nobody is driving down to Pioneers, because if they go at 5 o'clock at night, it's a 40-minute drive to go 10 miles. So once we finally got the timing, that's why we decided to move north. So it was kind of a good decision for us.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Even when we moved from Pioneers, which was, kind of 70th and Pioneers, between 84th and Pioneers, up to 70th and Vine.
It's 3.5 miles.
Right. That doesn't even feel that far. But yeah, it's been lots of people coming in, and then us having to drive. Now we live in Colonial Hills, and that, it's definitely still a pretty long drive to get there.
I mean, it is. And it's only, I think we're about the same distance between the two gyms, but it's a lot quicker to get to Yankee Hill from where we live to get to Meadow Lane.
Sure.
Because of the lights. And
so come on, let's get our acts together here, city. There has to be a better way to get through around this town.
Maybe all the bypasses they're making helps a little bit of the traffic.
Yeah. But that's good. I mean, that is a huge decision to make when you're looking at a gym, because if it's too far away, that's going to be your biggest barrier. It just is. So like sometimes people sign up because they really want to do the program. But yeah, if you live far away, that's going to be your reason not to. You could sleep in by 5 minutes and you're going to miss your whole class. And you know that, you know what I mean? Like you're going to miss half the workout. So then it's just going to be your barrier. So we talk about that a lot with our listeners and our members, making sure that the timing is right. And so if you had tried to force that, this time last year, when we were still at the Pioneers location, you probably wouldn't have been as successful, because that would have just been a really big barrier. So it was good.
Definitely.
Yeah. That you had that in your mind, and you knew this is just too far. Just not something that I can do right now. So that's an important piece of the puzzle. You have to find something that you know will work for you in your life. Like we talked about in the first segment, so many times we think we're going to pay for this program, pay for this gym membership, and that's going to make us wake up and be a completely different person. But if you already know you don't want to drive that far, then don't sign up for somewhere that's that far, because you're probably not going to be successul.
You might be at the first week, but then it's like, and then it's just, that's what happens.
Yep. It's important. That's a big piece of the puzzle.
So, all right, I don't want to dive too into, the main reasons why you started and your Farrell's journey. So let's throw it to break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little NFL. And then at the top of the hour, we'll get it back into a little bit more serious business. So we'll be right back with Errol Huck on 93.7 The Ticket, Fitness Fanatics.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices. Too many people believe that chronic pain, allergies, or illness are permanent and something you're stuck with. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better in the process. Their team is trained in the newest, most advanced pain-relieving techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a free consultation at 531-254-5695 or go to novotnynutritionandwellness.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, there are higher service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Keep your plans to your John Deere Performance Upgrade Kit from Landmark Implement. Choose from ExactEmerge, MaxEmerge 5, or MaxEmerge 5E electric drive row units. Take your planter to the next level. Improve yield potential and profitability without buying new. Get new technology, increased performance, and confidence from your planter that's already in your shed. Contact your local Landmark location to order your John Deere Performance Upgrade Kit and experience the Landmark difference.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-9462.
The wait is almost over. The Guardians of Freedom Air Show is the hottest event in the area. Coming to Lincoln's Air Park on Saturday, August 26th and Sunday, August 27th. Elevate your air show experience with tickets to the premium seating tent, padded seats, meals, and more for just $125. Premium tickets are going fast, so buy yours today. To purchase premium tickets and for more information, visit LincolnAirShow.com. We'll see you at the Guardians of Freedom Air Show in late August.
Summer is near. Now's the time to clean or replace your furnace filter to get the most out of your AC. Find energy-saving tips at les.com/save-energy.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs and very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today. Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through July 11th are flat iron steaks for just $12.99 per pound, a $2 discount per pound from normal price. Plus, big news, they have 2 new locations opening soon at 27th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha, with soft openings in mid-July. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Sometimes playing with a healthy fear is good because it makes you go, 100 out. Because the more tentative you are, I always told kids, I said, listen, if you don't like this and you don't want to play, don't play. Because you're going to be worse off and get probably hurt more by being tentative in your play as opposed to playing all out.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 Ticket FM.
All right, welcome back in to the Fitness Fanatics. This is our segment when we have guests. We talk a little NFL. I think it's always fascinating to see how people in Nebraska chose which NFL team they like.
Mm-hmm.
So our guest is actually wearing a San Francisco 49ers hat. So San Francisco's obviously Errol's favorite team.
Although
So-
it looks like a pretty new hat. I don't know. Like if you compare your hat, Jeff.
Well, I mean, my
right.
hat's so-
I don't know. But I guess if it's
Yeah,
a
it is
new.
very new.
Yeah. Okay. So how'd you become a 49ers fan?
Growing up, it was, they had the 49ers had the best quarterback in the league. They had the best head coach. Most people, in the league back in the day would say that they had the best ownership with Eddie DeBartolo Jr. The GM was Carmen Policy, and they just had everything. And they won. And Montana, for those that didn't get to watch him, he was, the equivalent of Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Today, he was Tom Brady's hero. He was Aaron Rodgers' hero, and he was clutch every time. Led, Super Bowl winning drives, multiple times, and it was easy. But the thing that actually got me into it was Huskers. They went out and snagged about three, 4 Huskers on the roster with Roger Craig, and before that, Jamie Williams and Tom Rathman played a huge role on that team. And I think Doug DeBose was on that team for a very short period of time too. But it was just Huskers and just a legendary, offensive-minded head coach that he just revolutionized the offensive game of football for 50 years.
Yeah.
There's still elite teams in the league that are doing what he did at some level, at some capacity. And a lot of the great coaches, legendary coaches that are still in the league today or have just, retired in the last 10 years, copied what he did. So
Right.
it was a magical time for me.
So how old were you? Like I was 7 when I started liking the Bears in 1985, where they won the Super Bowl. So I was like,
bandwagon.
oh, this is a 7-year-old liking the team that won. I know.
Right.
I'm like, this is incredible. And here
What
I
could possibly go wrong?
Here I am 38 years later and haven't seen Super Bowl championship since. So like, were you
About
just
9 or 10.
Just okay.
Mhm.
And see, so for you, it's been a nice little. Well, I guess the Niners haven't won a Super Bowl for.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
It's been a while. Yeah.
Like the
95.
Steve Young days.
Yep.
So
Yeah, and back-to-back Hall of Fame quarterbacks doesn't hurt either.
I don't
Kinda
really
like
know.
The Packers have experienced with
Maybe
Brett
back
Favre
to back
and-
to back for the Packers.
I don't really know what
I
that's
know.
like.
I have
about
no
that.
expectations this year.
I don't know what that's like to have back-to-back good quarterbacks, let alone Hall of Fame quarterbacks. As I think the Bears have had close to 40 starting quarterbacks since Brett Favre took over at the Packers.
One of my favorite NFL stats.
So yes, the Bears and the Browns, bad for quarterbacks. So I don't know what that's like.
Yeah.
I mean, so when the Niners are down, I just can't. It's hard for me to feel sorry for teams. Like you're off air, you're like, well, they had some lean years. They were 8-8. Maybe the worst years is when the Bears linebacker was their head coach and Singletary, right?
Yeah. That's still a head scratcher. He wasn't terrible. He just couldn't get him over the hump there.
Yeah. So Austin, I was asking you, I know you're a big Royals fan, and now you're going to be in with us every week. So now we get to know you a little bit. I knew Harrison was a huge Bears fan. So we were just
Commiserate
Oh,
together.
it was great. So you're a Royals fan baseball. Your NFL team is?
If I said the year 2006 to you, would that tip you off?
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Yes. So
sorry, not sorry.
2006. Well,
2006 Super Bowl.
2006 Super Bowl was the Bears versus the Colts, and the Bears were like, it's one of those things where you get to the first Super Bowl since 1985 for Chicago, and it's like you're facing the player of destiny, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he was destined to win the Super Bowl. That's who we're playing against.
Peyton had to get one.
Yeah, so
but you start off with the Devin Hester kick return, opening kickoff to the house.
That's classic.
When it's Rex Grossman versus Peyton Manning in the Super Bowl,
yeah,
you kind of have the advantage. And I kind of went back and we have our son he's 16. He's never really seen Nebraska be good, right? So I make him watch the old Nebraska videos of like when they're good. And then we actually were the NFL Network. Sometimes they'll do like an hour recap of like Super Bowl 1, 2, 3, 4. So when the Bears Colts were on, we kind of watched it. It was raining in Miami. I'm not making excuses.
It's raining for both teams, Jeff.
It probably would have been worse for the Bears if it wasn't raining, because Manning would have been able to do a little better. But the Bears they were sloppy. The Colts had turnovers. The Bears couldn't capitalize because they just turned it right over. So it's really a sloppy first half of football. And then the Colts with Edger and James and Marvin Harrison, Reggie. It's just the Bears did everything they could to hang in there. I mean, the defense can only do so much. I mean, against that team, and they just couldn't capitalize on the Colts' mistakes. So I just remember the second half was like, this is kind of boring. It was just kind of a boring Super Bowl first half. Yeah, with the Devin Hester. Oh, I'm just running around the house. This is just pandemonium. The great. You can imagine. It was just awesome.
My family's weird though. So the NFL's probably secondary in our house. I mean, we're all Royals fans. We connect over that. So they're the first team.
Yes.
My dad has an AFC and an NFC team. He's a Chiefs fan, but a Cowboys fan, but never really pushed that on us. My younger brother is a Packers fan. My youngest brother became a Saints fan at halftime of the Colts Saints Super Bowl.
Was he just getting after you?
Pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. He just did that because he was getting after you. Like
that's what I maintain.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So you were kind of a Peyton Manning guy.
That's how I wanted to be Peyton growing up.
Okay. And 2006, you would have been about 8, 9, right?
Yep.
Okay.
It just turned, So that season, it would have been 8.
So you got Peyton Manning, you got Joe Montana, and I had Jim McMahon. Those were our, not that I
Jim Harbaugh, Kyle Orton, Smoking Jay Cutler.
Oh,
Fun fact: Kyle Orton went to
Mike
the high
Lennon.
school that we came, our hometown high school.
Now,
Yep.
now Jay Cutler was actually pretty good. Like there was a couple seasons, and I give Nicole a hard time and all the Packers fans I know, because when they played in the 2010 NFC Championship game, Cutler was hurt, and so Aaron Rodgers' only Super Bowl, he beat a Bears team with no Jay Cutler, and they couldn't do anything offensively. If it wasn't for a pick six by a defensive tackle, they would not have won that game. So I'm a little bitter about that. But since 2010, I think the Bears have only won. I think I saw this stat, like since 2010, the Bears have won like 3 playoff games, or since 2000 maybe. It's really bad. Since 2003.
Would you take Mitch Trubisky back right now?
No. I do like Justin Fields. So we'll see. And I saw him play when he was in Memorial Stadium. I was there for that game. Our son's fan is a Ravens fan, so they have J.K. Dobbins. So I actually have a picture of Justin Fields next to J.K. Dobbins in the backfield, which is pretty cool. So we'll see. As a Bears fan, you're just like, last year we started off beating the Niners in the opening week.
And that down tour.
Yeah, and then we thought, here it comes, and just after that. So, but anyway, I don't know. We become fans when we're little kids of teams, and you're just a fan for the rest of your life.
You're at their mercy
So
for the rest of your life.
Now, Austin, you almost had back-to-back Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
Should have.
Should have. Without Andrew Luck retiring, prematurely. But
That's the one jersey I've ever bought in my life. It was an Andrew Luck jersey, and I bought it the night he retired because it was on sale.
Yep, there you go. Yep.
Yeah, that was a little too bad. That was just kind of holy smoke. So now they've been in quarterback limbo since, but now we'll see. They have Anthony Richardson, correct, as their quarterback.
They do. I am excited.
You're not excited. You're not, because I remember I think of maybe you before the draft, you were talking about how you just did not want him at all.
Uh-oh.
He was third on my list.
Now, who were the top two guys?
CJ Stroud and Bryce Young.
Well, so I mean, you didn't have a chance at them,
No.
not unless you would have traded.
I was
with
really,
the Bears to trade
really hoping that Houston was going to Houston, do something just off the wall down.
Yeah,
they did not.
No, they made a smart decision.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Well,
you just never know.
He's not Will Levis, so I still sleep at night.
I remember you guys talking about that on your show about like, oh my gosh,
not him.
That was like when the Bears traded up. I thought they were going to take Mac Jones, and I was like, gosh, please no, please no, please no. You're probably the same way, like, gosh, please don't take Will Levis, please don't take. Yeah. Yep. So then they took Justin Fields, so I was happy with that. So, all right, well, we're going to go to break here. We'll be back at the top of the hour. We'll talk a little bit of Farrell's and Errol's journey with Farrell's over the last 16, 17 weeks that he's been with us. So don't go anywhere on 93.7 The Ticket, Fitness Fanatics.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices. You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. There are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today. Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through July 11th are flat iron steaks for just $12.99 per pound, a $2 discount per pound from normal price. Plus, big news, they have 2 new locations opening soon at 27th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha, with soft openings in mid-July. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today. Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 Tall Boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. FM First, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome into Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now here are your hosts, Jeff and Nicole Essig.
All right, welcome back into the Fitness Fanatics. If you missed any part of the show here, you can catch us on our podcast platforms. You can go to theticketfm.com. We are under the Ticket Weekends tab there. Also, if you want to text the show, you can text us on the Starter Heyman text line at 402-464-5685. You can check us out on the Tickets Facebook page, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Allo Channel 951. So there's really no reason why you should not be listening to this show at some point during the week.
Yeah.
So hopefully we're able to lift you up, give you some, good
positive
energy. Well, because you say motivation, but like AD says, we don't know what motivates you,
right?
So it's hard to be a motivational speaker when everybody's motivated by different things. Yeah. So please check us out. We've been joined in studio by our $1,000 winner. Errol has been with us here. So we want to kind of get into why you, because I know for me, the reason I started Farrell's, most of us have, now not everybody, most of us have kind of a wake up call where it's okay, I've put this off long enough. I need to do something. And for me, it was at age 30 when I was denied life insurance. And I drove all over we lived in Iowa at the time. I was in sales. I drove probably 30, 40,000 miles a year. I could have gotten a car accident at any moment and nothing. Nicole was stay-at-home mom with our 2 young kids, and their lives would have been upended. I don't even want to think about how they would have been impacted because no income, no life insurance, mortgage, 2 kids. Mm-hmm. She would have been pretty pissed. She probably just would have threw me into the river. I'm assuming all right, you know what? I just can't afford to do a proper service. So I'm just going to tell the ambulance, just drop you in just the local river. I don't care wherever it is, but in Sioux City, Iowa, just dump
wherever
him into Missouri.
He is.
That's all I can afford, So that was kind of my wake up call where it was I need to do something because I need to take better care of myself. So what was that moment for you where you were okay, I need to reach out to Farrell's and say, hey, I need to get started?
Yeah, well, it's been a few years ago, but I had a major medical episode, and that was a real wake up call. And even after that happened, I still just kind of dealing with that. I didn't know really how to proceed. And I would look into, new and different ideas of, what gym I, wanted to go to. And so I just kept procrastinating and putting it off. And, meanwhile, looking at the scale, my, weight just kept getting higher and higher and reached the 300-pound mark, more than once. And I'd do a little bit to kind of get it back down. But I think I joined Farrell's at 294 is where I was at officially. But so there was that. And I knew I needed to do something.
Right.
Quick. Like, I felt, I was feeling the pressure of if I don't address this, it's going to happen again.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I know like when you started and I talked, I text with so many people, I talk to so many people, and it's like trying to get people through the door and to start is always a tough job for me. But I know once they get in there, they're really going to like it. You were kind of tough to get in there. You're like, I don't know. So I let you do, you come for a week, to try it out. And you still were just, I remember talking to you at the counter. You're just a little hesitant on what to do. When you first started, Nicole's like, he really reminds me of my dad. So, if you see Errol now, like, if you're watching us like on Facebook or, you wouldn't even recognize him. Like when he first walked into Farrell's, just like, cause you had a big beard. You just look like you're like,
and you're really quiet, and it's 5 o'clock in the morning. So that's always, we're not ourselves generally at that time, so you're coming in, you're apprehensive.
Yeah. And it's when
like, I don't know.
What I like about the challenge is you kind of all start together. So when you started a little bit before the 10 weeks, you come in and you're just by yourself. I know people would talk to you and say, hey, how's it going?
Very supportive.
And I was really trying to get you to do the 10 weeks, so I introduced you to the coaches and Will, who's former $1,000 winner, and Joel. And I know you were still just, I just don't know if I want to do this or not. I think that's kind of how you sounded too. Yeah. It's like, you're really straining to think about if you wanted to do this or not.
All my interests and motivations for joining Farrell's had nothing to do with the challenge whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to approach a situation just based on a 10-week challenge.
Right.
I knew that whether I liked it or loved it or whatever, I needed to keep going. So I didn't want to have 10 weeks on my mind. I wanted to have 6 months on my mind or whatever.
Yes.
So that's why I was like, I don't
know if you need
cares
it
about this 10-week stuff. That's why I wasn't interested in it.
Yeah. And I like, the reason I like to encourage people to do it is just because, we obviously we don't want it. 10 weeks is just, then you never have to do anything again. You're just magically going to stay the same. But I like the starting and ending point, the initial ending point, because like, okay, I got 10 weeks. I'm getting my picture done. I'm taking a final picture. What can I accomplish in 10 weeks?
Right.
Instead of like long-term goals they seem so daunting. Like, okay, what am I going to be like a year from now? Like, what are we going to be like tomorrow and the next day? And just those little things to do. But you had, you just had an amazing transformation. I believe you lost like 36 pounds, something like that. Nicole, do you have like can you pull up this picture with the stats on it? We just want to kind of go, just because it's, I know we've been doing this for so long, and I'm still amazed at what people can do in just a short amount of time.
Well, I will say that was my line of thinking then.
Yeah.
Who cares about 10? Now I'd highly recommend it. It's,
okay. Well,
it's great. And, I remember when I first reached out to Farrell's, I think I clicked on a button or something or sent a text, and then you reached out to me and said, hey, this is Jeff. What information are you looking for?
Right.
Because there's that link or whatnot. And so that was my first interaction with Farrell's, was texting back and forth with you. And I had multiple questions, and you answered them, very quickly and whatnot. And I remember you asked me, are you thinking about starting? I said, I'm considering it on Monday. Well, Monday comes and goes, and I didn't show up. And guess who texted me Monday afternoon? Jeff. Hey, I didn't see you at class today. What are you? I said, well,
Man, what a guy.
I'll be there tomorrow. So that's
yeah.
So you started on
you
leg
got me
day?
in the door because you texted me. We never met before.
Right.
We'd never talked. Here we are exchanging messages, and Jeff's like, "Hey, why weren't you there today?" I don't know. Maybe because I haven't joined. I haven't signed up.
Right.
I've not
So
no
thank you,
skin in the
Jeff.
game. It's early.
Appreciate you getting me over the hump and getting me in the door. So
yes.
So looking
I know
at
you
your
like to tell the story about convincing me to do the challenge. The best story is convincing me to get in the door.
Well, and
show
there's
up.
so many times where people will pull in the parking lot and just because it's so it is intimidating, going into a new gym, whatever gym you're going to, it's intimidating to start because you're like, people are going to look at me, they're going to judge me, I don't know what I'm doing, and yeah, it's tough at first, but you just get, and I think I was like, now you're probably not going to know what's going on in here, but the more you do it, then just a little bit easier that it
there
gets.
is that factor of the unknown. For me, I wasn't too worried about the intimidation part of it. For me, it was just I didn't know if I would like it. I didn't know if I would like the instructor class based stuff. I'd always just went in, lifted, did cardio, leave at a regular gym, and I didn't know if I'd like standing shoulder to shoulder with 15 or 20 people or whatever it is, and it's great.
Right.
I couldn't. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me. So
and I
just
shared-
didn't know if is this going to be one more thing that I start and don't like and don't follow through with, or is this going to be something that this is what I'm looking for, and that's definitely been answered. So
I shared the orientation yesterday that I had seen a post on Twitter or Instagram or something that said the heaviest piece of equipment at a gym is the front door. Just pulling that front door open is sometimes that's the hardest piece of equipment to work, you know? Yeah. And it's so true sometimes for people, especially getting started. But I looked up your stats from your before and after. And so we don't put weight loss. So do you remember how much the weight loss was?
I remember I first weighed in at 289, and I think at the end it was,
I feel like you lost 30 pounds in the 10 weeks, maybe.
I think it was about 35. I think it was 40.
Okay. Total from when you started to the end of the 10 weeks. Yeah.
39 or 40. But
So
I can't remember.
the stat that I really like, weight loss is really good, especially if you have weight to lose, which a lot of times, especially men, when they come in, you generally are trying to lose some weight. But in addition to the weight loss, you also lost over 24 inches in 10 weeks, which I think that's incredible. Like 24 inches lost. And we only measure 5 places for our measurements: chest, waist, hips, arm, and leg. So from that to be 24 inches smaller as a human, like, and for health reasons that, that's what we talk about. That's what a lot of fitness or health and wellness talks about, that hip to waist ratio. And so to be able to lose inches off of your waist, that is showing that you are healthier in the terms that you're losing fat around your organs, you're losing fat, so like that's more important sometimes than kind of that weight loss. So to have the weight loss is great to see, and it's motivating, but then to see that those inches lost, that's a really remarkable amount of inches to lose in 10 weeks. That's above average for
and then we put body fat percentage.
Yeah, your body fat percentage went from 38.6 to 32.1%. So, yep.
Yeah, and I think you had lost like 30 some pounds of fat off your body.
Yeah.
Which, the reason I got denied life insurance because I had too much fat around my kidney and livers. Livers.
Why do you keep saying that? Liver and kidneys.
And kidneys.
You said that yesterday at the orientation too, and I'm like,
said livers.
I know. Yeah, I was like, I know he knows that he doesn't have more than one liver.
Saying that.
You did.
I only have one liver. But they weren't,
as we all do.
They weren't functioning. So for men, especially, that's where we get into trouble. Is our visceral fat that's around in our midsection, which is where we carry it. That's just how it goes. Yeah, most men. So no, that's a fantastic. Did you have anything that you struggled with, or like what was kind of, hopefully some of our new people are listening.
I shared it on the page.
Okay, so what challenges?
The biggest challenge for me is getting up that early, getting up at 4:00 in the morning, to get in there to do the 5 a.m. class. I'm not a morning person, but I'm also not an afternoon person either when I get off work. So it's like, I'm going to get it done in the morning.
Yes.
And if there's anybody out there that's thinking about doing this, I would highly recommend the morning for a lot of different reasons. But if you want to have the best results and the maximum results, consistency and getting to the gym is huge. Well, if you're doing it in the morning and you get it, there's something very satisfying about having that done first thing in the morning. But if you do oversleep, or if you just simply can't make it, like happened to me probably, I don't know, a dozen times in that 10-week challenge, you can still catch the evening class.
Yeah. Yep.
But if you're going to the evening classes and something pops up and you can't make it, well, then you've just skipped a workout, which isn't the worst thing in the world. You can just get right back on the, on board the next day. But if I ended up missing one class, and it was actually on a Saturday, and Saturdays
only morning classes.
Only morning.
Yep.
So had there been a Saturday afternoon class, I would have had perfect attendance. But
that's
what I would recommend.
Now, I don't think anybody wants a Saturday afternoon class
Yeah.
like September
I do.
or
No, not-
October
Yeah.
or November. I wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
10:30.
Yeah, that's so true.
Good point.
But that is a really good point. And
Yes.
also, I think for me, I'm a morning person too, so I prefer to work out in the morning. But think about those days where you did oversleep or you weren't able to make it in the morning. Like, wasn't it just a little bit harder to get yourself going because you're used to like waking up and working out?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And then, I would feel guilty about not, and there was a lot of times where it was planned, misses in the morning where I knew I wasn't going to be there because, son was playing baseball or whatever till 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. 4 hours just isn't enough time to turn around and get up that early in the morning.
Right.
So I would just come in on, the evening classes for those days.
Mhm.
But yeah, if I did actually oversleep and, it wasn't a planned absence, it would just eat at me all day long.
Mhm.
I miss my workout.
It's like
I
hanging
need
over
to
your
go
head.
Do that.
Yeah.
I need to go do that. So I would make that up.
Yep. Now, in addition to the like physical reasons why, you also kind of had more of an emotional
Oh yeah.
component to why you wanted to start. You want to touch on that a little bit. It's important for people. It's hard to talk about, but it's important for people to
Yep. About a year ago, it's coming up on a year. My dad passed away, and so that was kind of tough. But it's just one of those situations where he had cancer, and it went pretty quick for him, and I just wanted to be able to control
Right. Do what you can control.
my situation.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of take control, because some people can't. So,
Yep. Well, in your session, so normally in our 10-week sessions, AD Aaron Davis comes in and speaks, and he actually wasn't able to come in and speak during your session, but he did speak yesterday during the 10-week orientation, and we're actually going to pull that off and we're going to share it. So I would highly recommend that you listen to that because he talks about how losing important people in his life, how that was definitely still is a big motivator for him. So you're going to want to listen to that because you're definitely going to be able to relate with that. But Jeff talks about that all the time, having his dad passed away from a stroke and also has an uncle and his grandfather. Like, it's definitely something that is hereditary in his family. And that's what you say, Jeff, too, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, my dad, it's been over 8 years since he passed away. We went down and saw him. We did a little hiking. They went to Arizona for 5 months out of the year, and they'd gone down there for probably 12 years. We had never gone down to visit him one time in 12 years in Arizona. 2015, we went down to visit him, met some friends of ours down there who grew up in Yuma, Arizona, did some hiking with them, spent a few days with him. We left, gave him a hug, love you. 2 weeks later, he died of a stroke.
Wow.
And I had never had we gone to visit him in Arizona. And that 1 year we decided to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And, not many people get to give their dad a hug and say, love you, as the last time they see them or say something to him,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he was 69. He was, he loved to argue
Yeah.
and yell at people. So he was actually like in court defending himself.
Well, he wasn't defending himself. It was small claims court, but he wasn't the defendant.
He was.
Right.
He was suing a guy that was supposed to be building a deck
right
at their place in Yuma, and I'm sure he was just lighting him up. And then he just had a stroke, and he was gone the next day, that quick. My uncle, my dad's brother, died of a stroke. I think he was 70. Just got out of the car. They were going to the state fair. Got out of the car, stood up, gone. My grandpa died of a stroke as well in his early 70s. So that is in my family, in the Essink bloodstream, and I could use that as a reason, like, and I'm going to die anyway at 70. Mm-hmm. Like next week, I'm going to be 45. Okay. Well, I have about 25 years left on this earth. So why would I try to take care of myself? And, because I want to do everything I can. Now, that may be my fate. I don't know, but I'm not going to let that be a reason why I'm not going to try to live longer than that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's kind of one of my motivating factors. And two, when I tell like people, why should you run or why should you work out? Do it because you can, because your dad can't, my dad can't. There's people, that they can't do certain things, but we can. We can control, as AD talked about in his talk with the group yesterday, consistency. The gym is consistent. As soon as you walk out the door, life is inconsistent.
Yep.
So we can only control what we can control. We can control working out. We can control what we eat, right? There's certain things we can't control.
Yeah.
That's just for whatever reasons are unfair. But we can only do the best to control what we can control. So we're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll come back. We're going to talk. Errol's getting ready to do the Nebraska football road race, which is going to be pretty awesome. That's next Sunday. So we're going to talk about that here coming up on Fitness Fanatics 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey, you got any gum?
Yeah, check my backpack.
What's this?
Oh, that's naloxone. It can reverse an opioid overdose. Decided to put on me after my friend almost died. Saved his life.
I'm so sorry. That makes me want to have it with me too.
You totally should. Check the pharmacy. It was actually really easy to get, and it's easy to use.
I definitely will. Thanks.
Paid for by the CDC. Sponsored by Nebraska DHHS. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
July marks 8 years of the Body Shop being open for business and serving Lincoln the best massage option in the area. Ennis and his team would like to thank all customers who have stopped in and let them relieve the pains and stress in their lives. Your continued business allows them to do what they are passionate about. Book an appointment today at thebodyshoplincoln.com. The Body Shop, your go-to for all types of massages at 48th and A. Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices. A lot of businesses say that they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business feels anything but for your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, as they do with customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at JamesEnterpriseInc.com or call 402-432-6740.
The Butchery by Venue is Lincoln's premier specialty grocers. Take the quality of Venue home with you with our hand-cut steaks, handcrafted burgers, and locally sourced offerings. Browse our wide selection of specialty products designed to enhance your dining experiences with cheeses, spices, sauces, and more. We also have an exclusive collection of liquors, whiskeys, and bourbons at prices you're sure to love. Stop in to the Butchery by Venue today, located in our Venue at Home storefront at 70th and Pioneers, just 2 doors down from Venue Restaurant and Lounge.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Babe, pack your bags. We're going to Vegas.
Vegas?
We just got the estimate from the wedding caterer, and we're going to have to elope.
Actually, Members Owned Credit Union is offering no-fee home equity lines of credit. We can borrow what we need with equity from the house.
Wait, so we can keep the bacon wrap dates for the cocktail hour?
We can keep the bacon wrap dates. From wedding bells to trekking the globe and everything in between. Capture your dreams your way with a no-fee Members Owned Credit Union home equity line of credit. Learn more at membersownedheloc.org. Limitations may apply. Equal housing lender.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Smoked meats, amazing sides. The only problem when they fix you a plate is that at some point, that plate will be empty. But hear me out. What if that plate was never empty? That dream can be your reality with the Mary Ellen's Express Lunch Buffet. From 11 to 2 every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday. One price, all you can eat, and it even comes with a drink. Tell your boss you're taking a long lunch and get down. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul at 29th and Pine Lake. Let them fix you a plate. When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club, or space club, and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? No, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of margaritas like Maui Wow, burnt pineapple, and mango tango. Try all 10 of them and receive your own souvenir margarita glass. Make it your new Monday night tradition. $4 margaritas and $4 taco baskets. Grab the crew and head on over. Monday nights or any night. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Keep your planter. Upgrade your technology with a John Deere Performance Upgrade Kit from Landmark Implement. Choose from ExactEmerge, MaxEmerge 5, or MaxEmerge 5E electric drive row units. Take your planter to the next level. Improve yield potential and profitability without buying new. Get new technology, increased performance, and confidence from your planter that's already in your shed. Contact your local Landmark location to order your John Deere Performance Upgrade Kit and experience the Landmark difference.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into the Fitness Fanatics. We are joined in studio by one of our $1,000 winners. Errol has been in with us for the last hour. If you missed any part of that, you can check us out on all the podcast platforms, theticketfm.com. If you have any comments you want to send our way, 402-464-5685. All right, so this next subject I want to talk about is, yes, it's great to, I've lost 40 pounds and this and that and all these inches, but I want to see or talk to you about how it's affected your life in other ways. I mean, obviously you look smaller and you look different and you wear smaller jeans and shirts and that type of thing, but how has it affected other areas of your life, just deciding to put yourself first for an hour a day?
Yeah, the body just feels differently when you shed 45 pounds off or whatever. So just moving around on a daily basis, I used to just get so exhausted. Simply walking from the basement upstairs, felt like a workout. And now, going to the gym 6 days a week and I actually went on a 3.1 mile run. I jog.
Yeah.
Call it a jog with my daughter. So that was fun. She's 9 and she was a little bit bored waiting for me because she can run, but just the fact that we were out there together was a lot of fun. And so we look forward to doing the race coming up. So just, being able to enjoy those moments is pretty special.
Well, and just think to 16 weeks ago, like if your daughter would have said, "Hey Dad, let's go for a jog."
Yeah.
You would have been like,
I want to go run today.
Yeah.
"What?
No.
How about we watch television?"
Yeah, right.
That sounds a lot better.
Exactly. Yeah, that definitely was not happening. It was not even on the radar or a possibility.
That's one of my favorite parts about, I've done ferals for 16 years, but that's what I've enjoyed the most about it. The things that just that consistency has allowed me to do beyond that 45 minutes in the gym. So you're way ahead of me. I didn't run a step until 2 years into my ferals journey that I started running. So, but you said you've ran before. That was kind of your routine, was the lifting and running, but I didn't run for years. But once I did start, it's been, 14 years of 5Ks and half marathons. I've done a couple full marathons, some triathlons. It's all stuff that I don't think I ever would have even had the confidence to think that I could even do if I hadn't had that. You can walk in and do 45 minutes of kickboxing. In fact, you do doubles sometimes. You did the 3 hours of the last chance workout. Like you've really gone all in as far as the program goes. And we're not saying that you have to do double workouts to be successful, but I think for you, that was more of like a mental challenge, a physical challenge for yourself, like to just because, you felt like, well, let's see what else I can do. And like, you're already there to figure out what else can I do?
Yeah. There's kind of a evolution of working out. It's like, I don't want to go to, I go and this hurts. There's soreness to the soreness goes away, which, I trick my brain and just tell myself that soreness and stiffness is progress.
It is though. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you dread the stiffness and the soreness. And then there becomes a part where you look forward to it. Because when you work out and you don't feel stiff or you don't feel sore, you're like, well, what's happening?
I could have worked a little harder.
Did I not go hard enough to, hey, I feel pretty good. I want to do 2, I want to do another one. Or sometimes I do 2 because the first one wasn't all that great.
Yeah. You just weren't there. You were, you didn't have it in you.
Yeah, it wasn't locked in. And so, but it's enjoyable. Now, when I was in the fitness and when I was lifting and running, it was over 20 years ago. It was 2001, 2002, 2003. So it's been a long while. It wasn't 5 years ago. I was, in great shape.
Right.
It was a long time ago.
I think sometimes that makes it harder though, because you're competing with 20 years ago. You know what I mean? You're like basically competing with a 20-year-old younger version of yourself. Right. So mentally that can be harder sometimes. I've talked about that when it comes to races. Like I feel like there should be a handicap on your PRs, because it's like I'm competing against 30-year-old me when I go out to do half marathons. I'm like, I'm 43 now. That doesn't seem very fair, but age is just a number. Like I'm planning and hoping to PR my half marathon this year, but
I'm going to be 40.
In our heads.
I'm going to be 45 next Saturday. And when I was 30, I was in the body of a 45-year-old.
Yeah.
And now that I'm 45, I'm probably in the body of a 30-year-old. So age is just a number.
Right.
I mean, I might have been in the body of a 60-year-old when I was 30 years old. That's how bad a shape I was in. We talked too about, being healthy and taking care of yourself, putting yourself first. It's not a selfish thing where it's like, oh, my kids go first. Yeah, that you want your kids, obviously you're going to take care of your kids, but just having that hour to yourself and feeling better physically and mentally, makes you a better parent, makes you better in your job, because like you said, you don't get tired really, right? So it improves your overall life so much better, just focusing on those 2 things of exercising and eating well.
Well, and even talking about, running with your daughter, she's, she's a fast runner, as kids are. They just don't have that limit in their heads. They don't feel heat. They don't feel cold. They just go. But you talked about your son is in baseball. Has that like improved kind of your relationship with him as far as baseball goes and stuff like that? Or you feel like you're, a little more of a participant than just a,
It was every year I'm either an assistant coach, or this year I was more of a helper, but go to the practices and help the kids. And this year, the baseball and the challenge and the entering ferals kind of ran parallel to each other. So it was easier to get out there in the heat and get out there and just move around and do some of the drills. So it was very helpful in that manner.
How was were you going to say, go ahead.
No, I wasn't going to say anything.
How was the nutrition piece for you? Because we, in like our last segment, you had mentioned that the nutrition is the hardest part.
Yeah. For everybody.
For
almost everybody.
For most everybody on earth. Nutrition is the hardest part. Working out to us is the easy part.
Sure.
That's the easy part.
Especially when you enjoy it.
Yes.
Yeah, I enjoy working out.
Yes, because we're going in and when we take classes and stuff, people are telling us what to do. So you just do, like, you come into Farrell's and I'm teaching, or Molly or whoever's just like, all right jab. All right, we're gonna do 10 push-ups, and you just follow directions.
Yeah.
But when you leave the door, leave outside of the gym, now it's all on you. You don't have somebody saying, okay, Errol, we have 6 ounces of chicken breast for you, a cup of broccoli, and a cup of Spanish rice.
Ready, go,
This
eat.
is your lunch, and go, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we don't. So how did you handle the nutrition aspect of it?
I just kind of fell back on what I did 20 years ago. I actually haven't really delved too far into the Farrell side of it. Kind of relied on the old Body for Life.
Well, that is
Which it is.
the Farrell's meal plan.
Yeah,
yes.
so the Farrell's meal plan is very, like we said, similar. Now, as technology is advanced and we've gotten like the in-body and have kind of delved more into the macronutrient part, we do introduce that. But yeah, if you're following kind of those principles of Body of Life, it's the same thing. It's kind of the old school version. Yeah, for sure.
Which is your protein is your fist, and the carb is the thickness, right?
No.
your carb is your fist. Yeah, gym owner.
Carb the size of your fist.
Carb the size of your fist.
Right.
Protein size of your palm, and the thickness. Without weighing stuff out.
Right.
That's kind of your go-to.
It's something that's been helpful for me, is just doing meal prepping and cooking things and getting everything, or a lot of it at least, ready in advance. Like I'll take turkey burgers or regular burgers and grill them. I'll do 12 or 15 at a time, and then keep 3 or 4 of them out ready to go. Then I'll freeze the other ones.
Right.
So I'm not much of a cook. Go home and
They just basically kept it simple.
Yeah, keep it simple.
Sometimes we get to make things too complicated, and it's just like most everybody listening knows what is healthy and what is unhealthy.
Yeah.
Right? We know that.
Right.
I know me drinking the sparkling water is better for me than drinking a Pepsi. Right.
Especially when it just magically appears and you never have to go to the grocery store. You steal my
Right.
water all the time.
Yeah. So we know, typically we know what is good for us and what is bad for us. Right. Candy bar and pop. And Nicole used to work for, never mind. And chips and stuff like that. So it's just a matter of just eating healthy, and if you don't keep track of your macros, that's okay. As long as you're not putting crap into your body.
Yeah, you're making
all the time.
healthier choices.
Yes.
You're watching your portion size, which is
Yes,
probably a
yes.
big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
We just get too wrapped up in our heads about, I need this and that. And it's just like, when things get too complicated, that's when we tend to quit.
Yeah, having healthy meals ready to go.
Yes. Yes.
The fitness part of it, you don't have to plan anything at all. You guys take care of that.
Right.
So, it was explained to me, there's 24 hours a day. If you sleep, 6 hours a day, you're awake for 18. If you exercise for 1, that's,
you're down to 15.
You're down to 15, and what you're sticking in your mouth those 15 hours out of the day you're awake is what's going to make or break you.
It is, because we've been at this for a long time, exercising. Like what she said yesterday, we exercise for our job. That's our job. We get to go, put workout clothes on. I'd wear shorts, t-shirt, hat, 6 days a week. And I get to work out. That's my job.
And we can't just eat whatever we want.
Right. And
so
we
if we can't
just
do
eat
it.
whatever we want.
Nobody can.
We've been working out 6 days a week for 15 years straight. And I can tell you,
that's not true, because you did not work out yesterday.
For the most
sir.
part.
Okay.
So 5 days a week, at least, for 15 years. But when we're on nutrition wise, that's when we're at our best.
Yep.
And we know how to eat, but we're also human.
What does this will be our last thing, we'll go to break because I know you guys want to talk about football, but like, what does a typical day of eating look like for you now? Just kind of run us through, like, because we as humans, we tend to eat the same, like 3 to 4 breakfasts, 3 to 4 lunches, dinners kind of mixed up. So what's kind of an average day for you?
Yeah.
Like,
well, I need to kind of change it up, because I'm at that point right now where I need to go back to the drawing board. But in the morning, I'll have just like an energy bar pre-workout. I've noticed that helps me just more energy throughout. And sometimes I'll do energy drink, or not an energy drink, but a pre-workout drink too. And then for breakfast, I don't really have a conventional breakfast. I'll have maybe a piece of fruit and even one of those turkey burgers I was talking about.
Mhm.
At that point, I'm starving. I don't really
Well,
care
that's
what it is,
that's
as
a
long as it's
protein
healthy.
and a carb, so
Right.
that's a great combo.
Yeah.
And so I do a lot of the turkey burgers. I also do a lot of the prepackaged tuna in
Mhm.
water. That I don't know if it's 2.6 ounces or whatever, something that's easily readily available. Just
Mhm.
tear it open. Steamed vegetables in the evening. Broccoli, eat a lot of broccoli, but basically fruits, vegetables, and try to do the lean meat and something that's I can just reach and grab for, basically.
And something
Just
that's
taking that planning.
something that's sustainable, right?
Right.
You never felt like you were starving yourself, or you're just like, oh, I'm just this.
Now,
is
prior to Farrell's, what was a typical
Oh,
day?
Here we go.
Just
Yep.
the opposite.
Cinnamon rolls for breakfast.
Or nothing. A lot of times people didn't
Yeah,
eat, you know.
nothing.
Yeah.
Skip breakfast altogether.
Yep.
Fast food.
Yep.
Whatever.
Yep.
Heavy pasta. Just
For dinner,
everything
yeah.
you really should.
Oh, those things
Right.
taste so good, though.
That's
what
I
gets us.
just tell myself now, I know what all that stuff tastes like. So
Yep.
I don't need to eat it. Why do I
Yes.
want to eat that? I know what it tastes like.
Well, and once you've done, once you've kind of been paying attention to your nutrition, like you'll find that even if you do sit down to like a bowl of pasta, which there's nothing wrong with eating that, but you're just not going to be able to eat as much. And that's what's important, is being able to learn those cues of like, okay, I'm satisfied. Like you said, I know what this tastes like. That's what I tell myself too. Like, this is not going to be the last piece of pizza I ever eat. Sometimes we get that mentality, that like last meal mentality, especially if you restrict yourself for too long, and then you think like, oh gosh, this is my last meal. Well, it's not. We're grown adults. We can have this food whenever we want. So it's just a matter of being in the moment and realizing like, if I can stop at a quarter of what I used to eat, then I'm still going to have it. I'm going to be able to enjoy it, but I'm going to be able to feel better in the long run too. So I think that's an important part of the balance.
As Lance Farrell says too, when we get around Thanksgiving, he's like, you don't have to eat everything in one sitting, because you can eat 3 hours later on
Right.
your meal plan.
Yeah. Yep.
Have some turkey, have some potatoes, some vegetables, and then in 3-4 hours, have it again.
Yeah.
And then have it
true.
again. You don't have to eat it all at one time.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're
Okay.
going to go to break. We're going to talk a little Husker football with Errol on when we get back. 93.7 The Ticket.
America's been around since 1776. That's nothing. America's still just learning how to party. The Irish? The Irish have been doing it for thousands of years. Party the Irish way at McKinney's Irish Pub in the Haymarket. They've got your favorite Irish beers on tap, along with all the locals and domestics. Plus great house cocktails, a huge selection of Irish whiskey, and the best Irish pub food in town. See the full menu and list of specials online at mckinneyspub.com, or just head down there. McKinney's Irish Pub at 7th and P in the Haymarket.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet. O Street Carpet. 1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go be red.
The days of internet contracts and heavy fine print are over.
It's time to experience hassle-free service with no contracts or hidden fees. That's the Allo promise. Allo Communications provides fiber internet, TV, and phone services with fair and no-nonsense pricing. All backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, 24/7 local support 365 days a year, and a monthly bill you can count on. Don't settle for gimmicks. Settle for hassle-free with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/hassle-free.
Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for fireworks Fridays, souvenir Saturdays, Sunday family fun days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
Summertime is in full swing, and it's time to get to work on outdoor projects. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671. Go online at deckcityne.com or visit their new location just north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway. Deck City, your local deck experts.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break, and on behalf of the entire 93.7 The Ticket team, we are excited to announce this fall we are teaming up with Husker Extra for the Big Red Brunch. We'll have big names from now and the past from Husker Sports, and that all starts on Wednesday, August 9th for the Big Red Brunch Golf Scramble at Tiburon Golf Club in Gretna. Sign up to play today at omaha.com and find the Big Red Brunch tab. You won't want to miss this on August 9th at Tiburon in Gretna.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. It's our final segment here. We always like to talk a little Husker sports. I know, like, whenever we get ticket listeners that come into the studio, like, it was always like a dream of mine to talk about Nebraska on the radio.
Yeah, when you say ticket listeners, you mean you. That was you. We've just been doing it enough.
Part of the reason I started advertising on the ticket was so I could come in and talk Husker football. I didn't care if I got an enrollment. It was just here's my money. Let me come in and talk just 5 minutes about Nebraska, and then we'll talk a little ferals at the end. Yeah. You know, I don't even care about that. So I know how cool it is for me. So Errol, you're a big Husker fan. We were talking in one of the breaks here, like we got this first game coming up against Minnesota. Are you more excited or scared for the game?
Oh boy, that's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
I would say excitement. It's always the excitement of the new season, and there's hope abounds. So I would say excited.
Little scared of, like, what if we go up there and lose, and then what if we lose to Colorado?
Right.
And you're like, oh, here we go again.
Well, looking at Minnesota's situation, they've lost quite a few guys, and their 7-year quarterback, who seems like he was there for forever, he's now gone, and they got. I think we played against him last year, though. The guy that.
Yeah, I can't remember what the backup is, but he came in the second half after Tanner Morgan got hurt. Yes,
but they're going to have some holes to fill too. So there's hope that maybe we can catch them. But
it's I really wish that sometimes I forget, and I know some people like starting with this big game atmosphere because you're really excited. But me, I kind of wouldn't mind starting with like a Southeast Louisiana, like for the opener.
It's a warm-up. It's a warm-up.
Look, Austin, have you looked at Georgia's first 2 games? They're jokes. Like
their whole schedule's a joke.
Right. They get 2 cupcakes to open the schedule.
And another one week 11.
Yes. And we play at Minnesota, at Colorado in Dion's first home game.
Yeah.
Like that's our openers.
Yeah.
And they get Austin P and just like Ball State.
To be fair, they've earned the right to do that to some degree.
I think we've earned the right.
Well, I think that right has a little bit of a term limit.
Or just not opening with the Big Ten opponent that
Or
we've
that.
done like for 4 years in a row
Mhm.
on the road. We opened at Ohio State, at Illinois, in Ireland against Northwestern, and now we're going to Minnesota. How about we open up at home against one of those teams? That would be nice, right? Instead of
Well, they
opening up
can't
on the
all
road.
open at home in this conference, so
Hopefully Trev can get that fixed.
that
I
we
think
did not. We have not earned
as
that yet.
athletic director, I think that's one of the things that I look forward to most with him being in this position for a long time is to try to
Have a little weight
even
to
out
throw
the
around.
scheduling a little bit. Our scheduling, I think, has been a little bit of a mess, and it's not all on the athletic director, but
scheduling.
I'm hoping that they can, at least the non-conference, we don't have to play all these Power 5 non-con games.
Yeah,
The
even-
conference schedule is a completely different story.
Even back in the 80s and 90s, you played 3 non-conference games. 2 of them we were like, okay, these are wins, and then you had one game where we're playing UCLA, USC, Washington, Oregon. We played Oklahoma. Tennessee's on the schedule down the road. That's the type of schedule that I like. I mean, the SEC does it, and I'm just like, oh well, they play 3 cupcakes in one team. I think I read like Florida hasn't left the state of Florida for a non-conference game in like 30 years. I mean, but it's the SEC, so it's fine. But yes,
That seems a little sus there.
Yeah, I know it's annoying, but you know what? As Coach Rule said, we're a 4-8 football team, so we got to earn that respect back, and hopefully that we
need
will.
to build a program, and
Yeah.
hopefully they can stop scheduling.
Give us a
losses.
shot. Yeah.
Stop scheduling. I don't. As much as I like seeing Nebraska and Oklahoma on the field, I don't need to see that matchup. When you're trying to build a program, let's schedule some victories. It's what the national champions are doing. Why wouldn't we do it?
Yeah, right. Like that's what Georgia
Yeah.
gets to do. They're playing some people you've never heard. I think
Stop
they
scheduling 3 losses every year in non-con, and maybe we can build some momentum.
Well, some of those are planned so far in advance
Yeah.
too, especially with the Oklahoma. Like I think we had higher hopes for the team
Right.
that we were going to have when we faced them.
we do have a text from Notorious BIB. It says, have to be excited for the new season under Matt Rule, but it could take him a while to clean up Frost's mess. So yeah, I think we're all like,
We're always excited. Let's be honest. I mean, most of us. As
I'm-
it gets closer.
yeah, like why would I want to be depressed in July? Right? Because like we could be so excited right now, or we could be like, oh, we're going to be terrible. When the game happens, if Nebraska loses to Minnesota, we're all going to be, it's going to suck no matter how we feel right now in July. So I choose to be happy in July. Right? Austin, you with me?
It depends on what your level of happy.
He's too young. That's why he doesn't know. He doesn't remember the glory days.
I feel
Things
so
will
sad.
be fine eventually.
I feel so bad.
Things will be fine.
It's a generational thing, I think. It's a generation. We all remember when it was. We remember the glory days. So
we were digging through some pictures for our 25th anniversary was last week or 2 weeks ago now. Digging for some pictures in a box, and I found a VHS tape. And on this VHS tape, it said Nebraska #1 in my dad's handwriting. And that was from 1994 Orange Bowl.
it didn't say that. You just
But I
knew.
know.
You know what's on that
I
tape.
know. And we don't have a VCR, but I would love to go back and watch it because you can see all the commercials. And we even recorded the post game, like the college game day post game.
We got to get a way to get that.
When Lee Corso was like, they took Miami they just beat those slobs. I mean, he was all over it. It was awesome. So, all right. Well, that's our cue to wrap it up here. Errol, thank you for your time. We appreciate you coming in on the Sunday. Congratulations. And we look forward to seeing what you can do with us over the next year.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. July 16th is our next episode. Have a good one.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices. Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in July. Try their new lemon cream cheese on any bagel or breakfast sandwich. And try the Karma Latte, as 10% of proceeds from that drink will go to the Great Plains Trail Network. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Keep your planter. Upgrade your technology with a John Deere Performance Upgrade Kit from Landmark Implement. Choose from ExactEmerge, MaxEmerge 5, or MaxEmerge 5E electric drive row units. Take your planter to the next level. Improve yield potential and profitability without buying new. Get new technology, increased performance, and confidence from your planter that's already in your shed. Contact your local Landmark location to order your John Deere Performance Upgrade Kit and experience the Landmark difference.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Repeat after me. I will not touch the fuse box.
I will probably not touch the fuse box.
Sip, do you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I remember.
What happened?
Half of the city block lost power.
And?
My chicken condo went haywire.
That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric, 402-217-3415 or online at ambitionelectric.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City off the FM. The ticket.
Whether you're call home or